Every story has two sides, the one that you're told and the one that's hidden. Welcome to Twisted Storytimes.
Opa-Locka, Florida, 1989. The crack epidemic was swallowing families whole. And somewhere in the middle of all that chaos sat a pregnant woman with an addiction in one hand and her future in the other. What happened next would change two lives forever. Opa-Locka, Florida, 1989. Before sunrise, the streets was already alive. Sirens, crack pipes clicking against concrete. Police helicopters circling low. Dope boys standing outside corner stores like soldiers guarding territory. And somewhere in the middle of all that chaos was 24-year-old Debbie. Back then, everybody in Opa-Locka knew somebody smoking crack. Mothers, fathers, teachers, preachers. The epidemic didn't care who you were. It swallowed people whole. And Debbie had stopped recognizing herself months ago. At first, it started recreational. Just something to escape, something to numb, something to survive. Then suddenly, days started blending together. She stopped eating right. She stopped sleeping. She started pawning things, missing family events, disappearing for days. Her mother cried constantly. The drug's stealing your soul, girl. But addiction doesn't sound dangerous while it's happening. It sounds convincing. One more hit. That's all I need, Debbie would say. You still got control, girl. You can stop anytime. These are the things that Debbie used to say to herself within her own mind. Then Debbie found out she was pregnant, 6 months. And even that didn't stop her immediately, because addiction is cruel like that. You can love your baby and still be trapped. Then one humid August night changed everything. Debbie was sitting in a rundown apartment with a pipe in one hand and an old TV flickering in the background when a news report came on and said, a woman crying, a newborn baby, police, state workers. Then the reporter said words Debbie never forgot. Babies born with crack in their system may be removed by the state immediately after birth. Debbie froze. The pipe set in her hand, but suddenly she couldn't move because for the first time in months, the addiction stopped feeling bigger than that baby. And that night, Debbie did something nobody thought she could ever be strong enough to do. She quit. She quit cold turkey with no rehab, no clinic, nothing. Just fear, willpower, and prayer. But nobody talks about what quitting really looks like. The shaking, the sweating, the vomiting, the crying, the nightmares, the rage. Her body screaming for something she refused to give it. Some nights, Debbie laid on the bathroom floor holding her stomach crying. Baby, please forgive me, she would whisper to her stomach, because every kick from her daughter reminded her what was at stake truly. And slowly, day by day, she fought her way back. Not perfectly, not gracefully, but honestly. Then came delivery day. Hospital lights, doctors rushing, fear sitting heavy in Debbie's chest. Because although she stopped, the guilt never did. When the nurse finally placed her baby girl in her arms, Debbie immediately searched her face. Tiny fingers, tiny nose, tiny heartbeat. And suddenly she started sobbing. Not because something was wrong, because she was okay. No state workers, no police, no one taking her baby. Just the grace of God. The twisted part, everybody in the neighborhood called her a crack baby before she even had the chance to become anything else. But Debbie spent the rest of her life trying to make sure her daughter understood one thing. She was born during addiction, not from it. And sometimes surviving your emotional environment is the greatest miracle of them all. A person's worst season should not define their entire future. Addiction destroys lives, but recovery proves people can still choose change. And children born into hard circumstances deserve the chance to become more than the labels that's placed on them. This is Twisted Stories, where the truth always comes out, just not how you expect it.
Thank you for turning the pages on this twisted story with us. If you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any posts from us. And remember, every twisted story have a life lesson attached to it, whether good or bad. You can learn from it and also grow. See you guys next time.